What's good? Postman. Yo, I got a very special video for you real quick. I know it's kind of bright. I don't know. I got this. I'm on the Surface Pro. Sometimes this thing be, saying the video. I love technology sufficient. But listen, this if you are a music producer, if you produce music, you got a hard drive full of beats. You want to turn that into cash in your bank account, and you've been trying to sell it online, or you want to sell your music online and sell a lot of music and sell a lot of beats online, and it hasn't quite gone the way you want it to go, or you want it to go even further. You sold some beats, but you want to multiply that times 5, 10, or you want to sell your first couple beats. If that's you want to take your music online and you've been trying, or you want to go further and you want to turn that catalog into cash by selling it online, this is the number one video that you need to pay attention to, because I'm going to expose the number one mistake that producers make all the time, which costs them lots of money. It's why they struggle, why they can't sell a beat. And I'm going to give you the mistake, and I'm going to tell you how to do the opposite, and how the guys who stay at the top, who make tons of money on the internet, how they do it and how they avoid the mistake and actually do the right thing. And I'm going to tell you how to do that thing in this very specific video. And it's also going to be a phenomenal video, because this is a secret. This is something that most producers don't know. And I know because I've done it, and I've taught a lot of other producers how to do it. Real quick, let me give a few shout outs. We did a Catalog to Cash live private webinar. So those who had Catalog to Cash 1, we did our monthly private webinar, and our mastermind. And we had a guy, Dreas Beats. Shout out to Dreas Beats, because he was in there and he was number one on SoundClick, and he was crushing it, beat sales and everything. He was a great producer, great music. Shout outs to him. Shout out to Maybach Rico. He sent me a Facebook message and sent me to a link where he explained how he found Live Off Beats when he was a young music producer, had dreams, didn't know where to turn. He said he was skeptical. He bought his first course at Live Off Beats and actually started buying everything. He's made thousands and thousands of dollars because of that. And he's also got to work with his dream artists like Rick Ross and Maybach Music. That was his dream, and he's living his dream now as a producer. That's a wonderful thing. I love to see producers succeed, who get the information and then succeed. Also, shout out to One-on-One The Exclusive. He was in the webinar, the mastermind. He said he used the information and made $10,000 or over $10,000, around $10,000. With his beats. So that's an awesome thing as well. So shout out to those producers. I just want to give a quick shout out. Hopefully that inspires you, that it's possible for you. And in this video, I'm going to make sure that you are able to do it, and you understand the secret, and you stop making the same mistake that most producers make. Now, as you know, I'm the number one music producer advisor all over the place, all over the world. Nobody's helped more music producers than me get money and have a career in music production. If there is, I challenge anybody to find them. I've helped tens of thousands of producers personally, Facebook, Twitter, emails, videos, all kind of stuff, man. So anyways, every single day I get hit up by multiple tons and tons of producers who ask me to check out their beat sites, tell me how much they're making, what am I doing wrong. And nevertheless, every time I check the beat site, I see the same mistake over and over and over and over again. And I go, well, here's the reason why you're struggling to sell beats. It's not a coincidence. It's very simple. And I'm going to tell you why. And here's, if you make these changes, if you do this, you'll be one of the top beat sellers on the internet. Again, there's no reason why you can't be one of the top music production businesses on the internet. Period. There's no reason why you can't, unless you believe that you can't. But I'm saying you can. And the way you do it is by understanding the number one mistake. So here it is. This is the number one mistake producers making. You're probably making this mistake, and I'm going to show you how to correct the mistake as well. So, drum roll. Let me get like a little drum roll. Okay, that was whack. But anyways, the number one mistake is copying other music producers' beat site and their music production business model. That's the number one mistake that I see, because every time I look at a music producer site, it looks just like the other 500 music production sites that somebody just sent me. The same sound clicks, the same designs, the same everything, the same pricing. Everything is the same. Releases exclusive. Everything is just like a form of everything. Only difference is the name of the site. This person's going to be just beats. This person's going to be Hitman beats this person, but it's the same exact thing. Nothing stands out. I can't remember any site because you look and everything is just like everybody else's site. You're not a purple cow like Seth Godin, the great marketer says in his books. You got to be that one that stands out, and that's the number one mistake. If I can tell you, I've been in this game selling beats online since 2002. And I actually pioneered this whole thing. No one even knew about it, really. Only a handful of us, until I really put it out there and wrote the first book on the information called Producers Got Your Riches, and that was a bestseller online. I was one of the first guys that really do all this stuff. So, I know what I'm talking about. It's always the guys that do something different, that stand out, that make all the money online as a music producer. And you can do the same thing. I'm going to give you some tips and things that you can do to stand out, and that'll change your stuff like that. I'm telling you, you'll start to attract artists as opposed to just being a site where artist goes. Also your pricing structure, because you can't really charge that much because you look just like the other guy, and you're like, why would I pay you, X amount of dollars when this other guy's selling his beat for $5? You understand what I'm saying? So this is what happens. You get in the price wars. You got to deal with all this stuff when you're making that mistake, and you look and sound and everything just like other producers. Now your beats may be different. Your beats are probably hotter, but it doesn't really matter because you look the same as every other music production business. Now I'm going to show you how to change that. Now the secret to changing that, and what you must understand how to do, is how to properly brand your music production business. Now brand is everything. I'm going to tell you about that in this video. You got to watch this video because you can struggle year after year after year, and you're wasting your time and your energy. I watch producers do it because you're not building a brand. So without building a specific brand that people know, love, and trust, and they can clearly identify your brand as a music producer, you're wasting years and years. And you may have to start from the ground up and rebrand, because most producers just started their music production business by uploading beats onto a flash player or onto SoundClick, which is a form of a flash player, and saying, hey, buy my beats. And they look just like, they price them, the business model, what they offer is exactly like every other producer. So that's a crazy thing, and I'm going to give you some stories about producers that I will show and prove in this video that branding and doing things differently will increase your sales tenfold. Now, what is a brand? A brand is simply a consistent theme and message. And why is it so important? The consistent theme and message of your business. And why is it so important? Because it identifies you. It makes it so you stand out from the other producers. We all got beats, and some of us got some very hot beats. But that don't mean nothing. I remember back in 2003, 2002, maybe 2004-ish, there was a producer. I won't say his name because he might be watching the video, and I don't want to disrespect him like that. But, we used to be online. It was only a cluster of us. You can count on two hands. And out of this group, it's amazing because out of this group, we were producers posting our music online, selling our beats, and being on the music production forum. Some of these guys went on to be super producers and do some of the biggest records on the internet. Some of us got signed and did some of the biggest records in the world. A few of us went on to do that. If I named them, you'd be like, damn, he was part of your group. Yes, he was. Some of us went the independent route. Some of us did a few different things. And as you see what I become. But I remember this one producer specifically. He had some of the wackest beats. We used to clown this guy all the time. We used to be like, yo, his beats is stiff. His beats is... Because, we had future super producers, and we had guys making some really hot beats, including myself. But you know what the funny thing was? He was the top selling producer on the internet at that time. Isn't that amazing? Even though we would clown his beats, we would do all this stuff, and he really wasn't that hot. He wasn't whack, but it was like kind of corny-ish. His beats weren't that swinging. But he consistently outsold us every single month. He was making tens of thousands of dollars selling his beat. And this is back in like 2004, 2003. This is back when, you know what I'm saying? Like it was tough to sell. It wasn't flash players. We had to have lo-fi streams. It wasn't high-speed internet. We had to mail the CD. You had to get a money order, mail the CD off. And he was moving units of his beats. But the reason why he was able to do it, he actually helped me later on, and taught me some of his secrets, is that he actually built a brand. That's what he did differently. We all were trying to sell beats the same way. We had our beats on our SoundClicks, and then we were just all doing the same thing. Trying to get to the top of SoundClick charts maybe. And then, we hit up artists. Artists would hit us up. We'd be like, hey, send a money order here. It's X amount of dollars. And he actually built a brand. I remember he built the website and built a brand. And this dude was selling like crazy. And the secret was that it wasn't that he had the hottest beats, but it was that people recognized his brand. It was recognizable. It was almost like, hey, if you got a beat from this guy, you were somebody because he had the most recognizable brand on the internet from a music producer standpoint. He just had the most recognizable brand. And so it was like, hey, man, hey, I'm like, buy my beats. Well, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't have a brand like this, like so such and such beats. You know, yeah, your beats may be hotter, man, but yo, just to be on his beats is an honor. That's how artists think, right? Because he had such a strong brand, and he was smart enough to, you know, where we were just uploading beats and selling them, you know, one by one and whatnot, and every time we get clients, he was smart enough to create and sustain a brand. So every year, every month, his brand continued to grow. He wasn't hustling beats like we were. That's the problem. If you just selling beats, you just upload a site, try to get some traffic. But he was building a strong brand, and he created the foundation of his brand. And man, he made a lot of money in a time where making a lot of money selling beats online, the industry was still brand new. It wasn't that many artists online buying beats, but he had 80% of the market was going to him. You understand? And then it started to shift because he taught me what was some of the secrets he was doing. And so now I realized, like, oh, it was about a brand the whole time. I've seen producers who were some major sellers at that time. They weren't selling as much as him, but they were selling good. I saw them fall off very strongly and went from making the good money to making nothing simply because they didn't build a brand. They were just selling beats. They didn't build a foundation and a brand that artists knew, love, and trust, and continued to come back to year after year. And when you grow a brand from the foundation and you create the brand properly, now you don't build a brand by accident. You don't just start upload. It takes strategic thinking. It takes a process. And I have a formula that you can use in a process that will, if you like, man, I have no idea how to start a brand. How do I even start thinking about this thing? Don't worry. I have a step-by-step process that shows you how to create a brand from A to Z. And once you go through the process, answer the questions, you'll be on the other end and you'll know exactly what your brand is, exactly how to get it out there, and exactly how you can use that brand to attract the type of clients that's going to give you big money. Because all the big money is in brands. Think about that. Everywhere you go purchase and buy stuff from is because of a brand. Like, I'll give you an example. A brand could leave and come back, and you would go and be loyal to that brand even 5-10 years later. I think about Starbucks. I'm at Starbucks all the time because I like working there. I like the atmosphere they created. They built a strong brand. And did that mean they have the best coffee? No. They probably don't even have better coffee than the coffee shop up the street. But why do I always check for Starbucks when I go somewhere? Because they've built such a strong brand, and in my mind, I'm loyal to that brand. So it doesn't matter if there's another coffee shop right next door. I'm loyal to Starbucks' brand. And they could disappear for 5 years. Let's say Starbucks went off the map for 5 years, came back. If I saw that they're back, I'm going to go, oh, let me check that out. Starbucks is back, because that's how strong brand loyalty is. And that's how you sustain a business, a music production business, 5, 10, 20 years, and make more money every single year and continue to grow, because artists are going to come to you because they're going to be loyal to your music production brand. It's critical. And I also, your brand differentiates yourself. It differentiates your music production business from the other 5 million producers out there whoring their beats out for cheap. And you can, man, there's so many benefits to branding. Let me give you some benefits. But first, let me say, I did an interview with Main Event West. And one of the things he did differentiate himself, if you heard that interview, where he made, $65,000. This was back in like 2008, man. There's so much more money out here now. But the way he changed his brand was he became a music production business that was more of a full service production business where he offered hooks on the beats. Now that's nothing new now. It's nothing groundbreaking now. But at the time, he was one of the first ones to do that and built a brand off creating hooks for the track. And he said, man, his sales exploded. It exploded. Why? Because he differentiated himself. Now artists, when they're like, yo, man, this guy has hooks on his beats, that's something different. It's a different type of brand. I've seen checks from him. He showed me a check for $12,500 in 1 month. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the check. You understand what I'm saying? So, he's made a lot of money selling his music and he turned his catalog into a lot of cash. So it's possible, but it's about branding the brand. Now, another benefit of building a brand is you can charge what you want. I remember when we built Trauma, I built Trauma Drums. At the time, drum packs were, $20 for like 1,000 sounds. I came in and we built a brand. I said, let's build a brand around the drum packs, not just a drum pack. Let's build a brand. And we sold our drum packs for $100 to $150 for 100 sounds. You understand what I'm saying? 100. And we sold all day. We made 5 figures a month selling drum sounds for $100 to $150 drum packs. Do you understand how crazy that is? But we built a brand around it. I started to say, okay, here's the brand. We're going to be high price. We're going to be the Mercedes-Benz drum sounds. We're going to come in with a whole new way of doing it as opposed to everybody else that's marketing and promoting their drums. I mean, it's all kind of drum companies all over the place. Same thing with Luxury Loops. Same thing with Live Off Beats. Building a brand, and it builds what we call brand equity. That means that not only are you making money today and tomorrow, but it ensures that you're going to make money 4 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 6, 7, 8 years down the road, 10 years, because your brand only gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and more valuable, more valuable, more valuable, the more you build upon it. What happens when you don't have a specific brand? You just hustling every day, but you don't have no brand equity. You got to keep trying to hustle the next month. When you have a brand, people start telling other people about it. The same artists want to come back and get from you because they're like, yo, I want to be a part of this brand. I want to be a part of this movement that this music production company has, because it makes them feel like they're somebody by getting beats from you. This is very important. It's very deep stuff, and this is not no little chump stuff. This is stuff that if you apply to your music production business, you will take off like that. You will get to the top, because I'm talking about guys who are the top 1% of beat sellers online who are crushing it. Guys who got houses, and Benzes and last I seen on their Instagrams, they got BMWs and Audis and all kinds of stuff. They all learned from me. I taught all those guys. I came before and I taught all those guys the game, and now they're at the top. So I'm not talking about just trying to get by. I'm talking about the big bucks, the ones where you get to live and sustain a life that you want to live. And you shouldn't be working and doing something that you hate. That's crazy. Here it is that you got a gift. You was born with this gift. I'm telling you how to build a brand around it, because your brand is really your own expression in your music production business. How could you have a music production business that looks and acts and just like every other music production business? When I go to your website, your beat site, you look just like and sound just like, not your beats, but I mean your message, your pricing, everything is just like, what you offer is just like every other producer. All I see is a flash player, a sign-up box. Hey, sign up for some free beats. Hey, here's this. No creativity, nothing different. You don't stand out. Now, one time, I'm not saying it wasn't effective, because I started the whole thing. I'm one of the producers, the pioneers of this thing. But you got to remember, as competition grew, because it started out just a group of us, now it's tens of thousands of producers online selling beats doing the same thing. So now you got to differentiate yourself even more. It's even more important now to start with a brand, because it's growing. There's more producers out there. There's more artists, yes. So if you stand out, if you create a strong brand that's different, that's the purple cow that stands out from other producers, man, you're going to make a lot more money than anybody who's ever done it online, because the money always grows as the market grows. Unfortunately, competition grows too. That means there's a lot more producers, but the benefit is most producers are making this mistake because all they're doing is copying other producers, who's copying other producers who got the information from me. But the problem is they're not creating a brand behind. Yeah, ultimately the model, you buy beats, you sell them, you rap over them, or you sing over them. Yes, that doesn't change, but the brand is what changes. You go get a Mercedes-Benz, and you go get a Honda, not much is different. Yeah, a couple of parts here and there, but one costs $75,000 and the other one costs $15,000. They both get you to point A to point B. You get in the car, you drive, you hit the gas. It's not much different in the results that you get from car A to car B. But the brand built around it, that's why they can charge $75,000 and they can charge $15,000. Trust when I tell you, it's not much difference in the cars. I mean, yeah, they use some better parts, but they don't use $60,000 worth of better parts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's all about the brand. You've seen it all your life. Everything that you look at in terms of business, it's a brand that you're loyal to, but yet you create a music production business and don't think it's important to have a brand that artists are loyal to. Now, you might be saying, Postman, how do I build a brand? Because people have complicated this word. I put out other audios and stuff on branding, but now what I did was I created in the Catalog to Cash series. I put out part 1 of the series. Part 2 is called Branding for Big Bucks. This is very important. This is unlike any other audio series I've ever done. Why? Because this is 100% practical process information. What that means is it's not just like you listen to it and go, oh, I understand branding. You got to get your pen and pad. I'm giving you questions and processes that you actually go through the formula. And once you go through these things and answer these questions, and do these processes, you will know your brand and you will have such a strong brand identity that, man, you're going to make big bucks for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years down the road, and really grow into a music production conglomerate because you started with the foundation of the brand and you continue to expound on that brand and grow that brand equity. Man, I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal thing, but it's a phenomena as well. That means that businesses who have a strong brand identity in the beginning, even if you only got one client or you got no clients, that's even better, because now you start, and then as you grow, it starts to take its own legs, and then boom, you start attracting artists out of everywhere. I mean, that's what happens to all my businesses, because the brand is so strong, it just has to be talked about. The brand is so strong, I just attract clients all the time, and everything that I'm doing. It's actually a magical power in having clarity on your brand and knowing what you stand for. And again, this audio series, Branding for Big Bucks, man, I'm telling you, you need to get it right now. I've never done anything like this. Even if you had courses on branding, it's nothing like that. I'm giving you the specific processes and formulas and actions to take in order to create your brand, which is the foundation of your music production business. Without that, you'll always be scrapping and scraping. You'll never have nothing sustainable that you can actually live and build your studios and be with your family, support your family and stuff like that 5, 10, 20 years down the road, short and long term. So you have a hard drive full of beats. You got a beat site. Now you need to take that beat site and create a brand. So now you can attract the big bucks, cash to you, thousands of dollar clients and things like that, and put that cash in your bank account. That's called your catalog to cash. There's multiple ways of doing it. TV, film, you can do big placement, but the branding is the most important. And the beautiful thing about branding is you're also going to attract major placements. You're going to attract independent art. You can attract a lot of different types of artists, because you have such a strong brand. Everybody's going to hear about you, and this is important. So again, you need to download the audio series that right down there, Branding for Big Bucks. I'm telling you, it's nothing like I've ever done. If you got other branding audios from me, those were good, but this is the first time I've broken it down in terms of giving you the process, the exact processes. I'm telling you, it's the most powerful thing you're going to ever do. I promise you that, because you'll be able to make money for the rest of your life in music production or in anything you start, because I'm giving you the secret. Now, I paid tens and tens of thousands of dollars worth of courses and information to learn this type of stuff and cut out all the fat and give it to you bare and clear. Here's how you do it. If you don't know what a customer avatar is, you don't have a client avatar, you ain't making no real money in music production, not for the long term. You ain't gonna sell no many beats. If you don't have a USP, you say, what is a client avatar? What is a USP? Well, I'm going to show you in this audio series. Why is it benefit? Because having your USP is what's going to separate you and differentiate you from all the other music producers. And when you have that, but just knowing what a USP is ain't enough. You got to know how to create one, and I walk you through the formula, man, that makes it so easy. My proof is in the pudding. Look how many brands that I done built, making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think about that. Here's a guy who's I don't have to dress no kind of way. I ain't got to answer nobody. Here's a guy who is a music producer, just like you, sitting in a room, and just said, you know what, I want to learn in marketing and branding. Built multiple brands. I built a drum kit, a drum site from nothing. Drum loops and drum sounds to 6 figures. To a brand that was one of the fastest growing brands, period. We did a deal with Native Instruments. That's how strong the brand was. We had major labels coming to us asking to create drum sounds and get them drum sound. Major producers. You understand? Our clientele were Grammy-winning producers. How did I do that? Starting from a living room. We started that business in my living room. It doesn't matter what you're starting. Luxury Loops, we started that. Me and Kev, I created the brand around that. I said, here's the brand. And we were able to charge $400 for loop packs, and people buying them all day. Come on now, talk to me. LiveOutBeats.com has been going strong for all these years. A brand. How did I do all this over and over? I must know something. I'm giving you for the first time the formula of how I do it. I've never released this. No one else knows this. It's the formula of how to create a successful brand. And you're a music producer with a music production business, whether you like it or not. You have a catalog full of beats, and unless you want to waste all your time making all those beats, and you're going to die working and making somebody else rich for the rest of your goddamn life, then you got to get this, so that way you can, all that hard work you didn't put in and learn and practice, all the money you didn't spend on equipment and software, all the time and energy you put into learning this thing, it takes hours, and now it's time to reap the benefits. It's time to get the rewards. You reap what you sow. You've already sowed the seeds of success in music production. Now it's time to reap the benefits, and that's what this audio course does. This audio course says, okay, you got the beats, we understand that, and you're a hot producer, we understand that, and you ain't got to be the hottest. Like I said, the guy who was the weakest producer back in the day was a top seller because he had the principles that I'm giving you in this audio course, and you're going to be a top seller because this is how you become one. All the guys you say, like, man, think of a producer right now that you're like, man, that dude is online crushing it. He has a brand that stands out. I guarantee it. You're like, man, they do. And maybe a lot of producers copying them now, but they were the ones who started that particular way of doing it, right? That whole thing, that whole thing. They were the first ones to start that. So that's generally how it works. Yeah, of course, people copy it later on, but it's too late. You already got the stranglehold on the marketplace, and you're making all the money, and it's just coming to you. Don't even know where it's just coming out of nowhere. You're like, dang, all this money just coming in, and it's just because you built this brand. And that's the way branding works. And so this audio course, again, it's not just something you press play and you got to listen to it and you're like, man, okay, I got it, but I don't know where to start. This is a pen in hand pad. I'm giving you, do this. Let's create this. This is an actual process and a formula course to where you're actually going through. And at the end of it, you will know your brand. You will know how to articulate your brand and how to create it in your music production business. And it will be one of the top brands online. I guarantee it. Look at my track record, man. Look at the guy. I mean, listen, why are you going so hard on this audio course? Because I put so much into it. And I know that it's going to change your life. I know that it's going to change your music production. Look, if you get it and you're like, hey, just get your money back. 100% money back guarantee. I don't give a damn because I already know what it's going to do for you. I just want you to get it. If you've already, got my other stuff, you know that you already about to get it. But let's say if you like, yo, this is the first time I've never gotten nothing from you, Postman. Kai, I don't know if I could trust you. You got this white background in the background. You're not, you're not, in some kind of major film studio. You don't do that stuff. I don't know. Can I trust you? How do I know you make that type of money? Listen, I already showed my screenshots. I already seen screenshots of $1,000, $2,000 days that are not uncommon. 5 figures a month. I mean, come on. I know something. The guys who are at the top selling top music, selling beats online like crazy, they all say, oh man, thanks to Postman. I got my start with Postman. Got his information, man. So, if there was one thing that you say, you know what, I'm a skeptical guy, but I'm going to trust this one time because I'm really looking for that thing that will give me the edge and set me over the top in my music production business and really take, my career to the next level and really bring in the money. This is that one audio course. And if it don't, just get your money back. So what? What do you got to lose? So either it's going to work or it's not going to work. And if it works for you, when you get it, you're going to be like, God damn, you're going to hit me up. Let's just do this. If you get it right now and you go through it and you say, you know what, it wasn't worth it, just send me an email and I'll shoot you your money back. But this is what I guarantee you. I guarantee you're going to send me an email and say, where can I send you more money? Because this was worth way more than what I invested. I feel like I cheated you. And I get that all the time. But that's what I'm going to say, you know what? Just give me your testimonial. And when you get to the top, just make sure you shout me out. That's my rule. Y'all know my rule. Give me your testimonial and make sure you just let it be known. Postman, the one that put me up on the game. This is not I've done other branding audios in the past. I've done other, and they're good, but nothing is like this. And there's nothing out there like this. You're not gonna learn this anywhere because I got it from actually doing it over and over and over again. My track record and branding speaks for itself. How can I have built a successful brand over and over and over again? There's no brand that you can look at and say Postman didn't build. Yeah, Postman built that. I remember Trauma Drums. Yeah, I remember that. That shit was popping. Postman built that. Luxury Loops, me and Kev built that. But I was the branding, I'm the marketing guy behind that. Live Off Beats, damn, that shit is a strong ass brand. Millions of YouTube views, $100,000 for courses, a huge community. Yeah, he did that. Postman, known all over the place. Work with super producers. Yeah, he must know something. And I'm giving you what I know in this audio course so you can then quit your job. You don't have to work, for the rest of your life. I don't quit tomorrow, but you will be able to eventually, if you are working, if you do this full time, well, this is going to take you out of the stratosphere. These are the things that you need to know. Postman, why are you so passionate about this? Why are you trying to sell me so hard? Because that's how much I believe in this. That's how much I put into this audio course. I just really believe that this is the one. And I really believe that I wouldn't even go so hard if I didn't think so. I'd be like, but people who ain't really pushing them, because I really know that this is going to be life changing for you, and I'm excited. This is what my purpose is, my passion is to help you get to that level in music production success. Those testimonials that I just said earlier, man, that inspired me so much. Like, man, look how much lives I'm changing for producers. So I wanted to really give you something that's going to take you from not just being a middle of the pack beat seller, not just being a guy who's getting by with selling beats. I'm talking about a guy who is at the top. One of those producers you look at like, wow, like, damn, they gonna look at your music production business and say, I want to be like that. You understand? I want to be like that. So, and y'all got me here sweating, looking like a preacher and everything, man. But I'm just being honest with you, man. I'm just a real dude. That branding for big bucks is the second part of the Catalog to Cash series. Man, you need to get that right now, man. So look down there. I also got some bonuses and stuff, man. And just invest in that. It's for practically nothing, man. And I should be raising the price on this thing, because the last one I put out, people said, man, you way undercharged. But I just want to get you the information, man. If it don't work, everything comes with 100% money back guarantee, because I'm confident. That's how much I know this shit is just the truth. I know it's going to get you put big bucks in your pocket. You understand? I know that. So just imagine if you invest in this and you make, let's just say, $20,000, over the next 6 months from using this information. Then, was it worth it? What if you make even if you just made extra $300 a week with this information, would it be worth it? See, we always got two choices, man. We can do the same thing we've been doing, working off the same knowledge we already have, which gets you what you already got and where you at. Now, you got 2 hours from now. Think 2 hours from now. What happens, what if you get this course, go through the processes, and you apply it to your music production business for the next 2 hours? Where will you be in 2 weeks? Where will you be in 4 weeks? Now, if you say, you know what, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to go over here, and the next 2 hours you're going to spend watching YouTube videos, or maybe we're making some beats, or maybe, clowning around, watching TV, or something like that. If that's what you're going to do for the next 2 hours, think about where that's going to lead you, where you're going to be at the end of 2 weeks, where you're going to be at the end of 2 months, going down that path. So you got a crossroads now. Which path you going to take? I know where, if you get this audio course on new information, apply it to your music production business, and go down that path, you know where that path gonna end up. Think about it in a year. Where you gonna be a year from now traveling down that path? Probably in a big studio, living your dreams, owning stuff, being free. What is the other path? You've been down that road already. You've been down the road of leaving here and you can just go get entertained, keeping yourself entertained somewhere. You know where that's gonna lead you. But I ain't never heard nobody successful. I got mentors that are millionaires, friends that are super successful, music producers, super producers. I've never heard them say they went down that road and of just clowning around and just tilling around for the next 4 hours, wasting time and got success. I've never seen that. Maybe you have, but I know where that road leads, and that's the road that you want to be on. So download this audio course, Big Bucks, branding for big bucks, man, and it's part of the Catalog to Cash series, man. It's about taking your catalog, you make the beats, you got all the beats in your hard drive. It's about taking those and turning them into cash in your bank account. That's what it is, man. You gotta get this, because this is going to take you from where you are to the top. Forget the middle. We're talking about the top 1% of beat sellers on the internet, and you can charge higher prices. You ain't got to charge $5 for a beat. Hell, you can charge whatever you want when you got a strong brand, because I've already done it. I already seen how you can do that. So I'm just letting you know what it is. So, download that, branding for big bucks. Send me a testimonial. I'm looking for it. Get that right now, man. Trust me. And it's 100% money back guarantee. I don't give a damn about nothing, man. Just get it. And when you get it, if you say, you know what, it didn't work, I'm not a top beat seller, get your money back. If it does work, watch what's going to happen. Watch. Now you're going to have a new life. And I guarantee you it works. Because that's how much I know, because I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You understand? What do you got to lose? What if it does work? Would you want to miss out on being a top beat seller because you just scared to invest in yourself? Come on now. Get that. Push that button down there. Download that thing instantly. You're going to instantly get the download and download it. Listen to it. Go through it. You're going to need a pen and a pad, because it's about that. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? But once you go through that process, you're going to have a clear understanding of your brand, who you're targeting, how to attract those clients, how to get the money in your pocket, man. So that's it. Download that, branding for big bucks. It's time, man. It's your time. It's right now, not tomorrow. Your time is now. Let's get it.